Allin-Khan.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. We've heard some superb speeches in this debate tonight and a great deal of heartfelt contributions from all around the House. And I always say that I believe that every single one of us came to this place to be a force for good. We all have unique challenges within our own constituencies, but we strive to do the best that we can. Sadly, there are some clear patterns of failure that I do need to address tonight. Patterns of failure by this government. A refusal to act, an inability to empathise, and crucially, the failure to learn. The government failed to get on top of this virus in the spring. They failed to act in time, and by failing to learn from their earlier mistakes, they have again failed to get on top of the virus ahead of winter. In fact, on Saturday, the Minister claimed that only a crystal ball could have predicted the need for a second lockdown. Well, luckily, the government doesn't need a crystal ball because they have experts. Experts who, 6 weeks ago, they highlighted the need for a short, sharp 2-week circuit breaker. So yes, it was predicted. A crystal ball wasn't needed. Absolutely. This government did not have, however, the political will to act 6 weeks ago and refused to work with colleagues on this side of the House, instead deciding to use the health of the nation as a political football. During the last Prime Minister's questions, the Prime Minister stated that he did not believe a national circuit breaker to be the right policy for the country. A couple of days prior, the Health Secretary stated that a more targeted approach would get a grip on the virus and that a national circuit breaker was not the policy of the government. It was clear at the time that this was the wrong approach and was at odds with the scientific expert advice on offer. The Prime Minister has now warned of deaths twice as high over winter as they were in spring. Sobering indeed. Yet 6 weeks ago, the Chief Scientific Officer was warning of the worrying forecast of daily cases. Why, then, did the government choose to rule out so steadfastly measures that would save lives? Can they not see the damage and miscommunication this causes? People were laid off last week as businesses anticipated the end of the furlough scheme, only for it to be extended on Saturday night. What is the government's message to all those people who have just lost their jobs? Without a functioning test, trace and isolate system in place, there can be no way out of this crisis. The government has had 7 months to get on top of testing, yet the COVID app does not work for hundreds of thousands of people in England and Wales whose phones are set to unsupported languages. For these people, the app simply shows a blank screen. This does not promote confidence among the British people that this government can get on top of tracing, and Serco are still failing miserably at tracing contacts adequately. Absolutely. 7 months. The government has had 7 months to correct this. Understandably, this was an unprecedented epidemic. Understandably, there were things that could have not been foreseen. But the government has had 7 months to rectify this and should and could have done better. The government's continued flip-flopping on scientific advice breeds uncertainty. You can hear in the chamber tonight the contributions from honourable members from around the House talk of community uncertainty, talks of businesses who don't know if they'll ever be able to survive again, people from the wedding sector, people who run small gyms, people who work on golf courses. People want answers. They're just good people, trying to earn a living, wanting some certainty. Yes.
I'm most grateful. I don't know if she's noticed, but scientific experts, even in the same field of epidemiology, quite often disagree profoundly. I wonder if Labour's noticed that and what Labour plans to do about it. And if she's looking for any ideas, I have tweeted out a summary of a book on the subject.
I thank the Honourable Member for his contributions and I congratulate him for his ability to tweet. I have a Master's in Public Health and perfectly capable to understand that the very eminent scientists that work as advisers to this government are doing an incredible job and have advised the government, which is why they were selected to work for the government so that they could take their advice, have advised the government that a 2-week circuit breaker would have been beneficial both to the economy and for saving lives if implemented weeks ago. But I am very pleased that the Honourable Gentleman has the ability to tweet out information about a book. I will continue to read my books on epidemiology with great joy. Thank you very much. If you would like to intervene again, I shall take another intervention.
She's done a masterful job of demonstrating mere politics, but has she engaged with a serious subject that experts disagree?
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. I have engaged in such serious subjects when I undertook all 4 of my science degrees. Thank you very much. So, speculation that... Thank you very much. So, speculation that self-isolation could be reduced from 14 to 7 days does nothing to clarify how... I welcome anybody to intervene on me, because I'm well up for it, as they say in Tooting. So... Yeah, the resilient. I do enjoy debate, and I in fact would welcome debate because what always happens is I make my comments from the dispatch box, then I sit down, then I listen to the minister, who I have a great deal of respect for, but I have no ability to intervene. So bring it on. The resilience that British people have shown over the last 7 months has been remarkable. In the face of uncertainty and fear, our communities have come together to support one another time and time again. I, like everyone in this chamber today, is so proud of all of those who helped to deliver food and medicines to our most vulnerable at the height of the crisis. And I have been incredibly moved by all those businesses who themselves are struggling, that provided free school meals locally when this government fails to act. While it touches me to witness the hope and humanity of our communities and individuals like Marcus Rashford, it is shameful that it has been necessary as a result of this government's actions. It breaks my heart that more children than ever will know the taste of hunger in 2020, that they will feel the cold that comes from being unable to have their parents pay the bills. The last Labour government lifted more than 1 million children out of poverty. We need more action like this, not MPs on the benches opposite blaming chaotic parents for child hunger and alleging that free school meal vouchers go direct to crack dens and brothels, or spinning the narrative that it is the sole responsibility of local communities to ensure no child goes hungry. Where is the compassion and humanity for the ability of local communities to ensure no child goes hungry? Where is the compassion and humanity from the government? I hope this is certainly across our communities a question that we do not have to continue asking ourselves throughout winter. Certainly, across our communities, frontline staff who have been placed in an impossible situation throughout the year, will the government commit to ensuring they will have adequate levels of PPE across the winter? And will they commit to frequent testing of our frontline staff who put their lives on the line day in and day out? The impact of the neglect of our NHS staff is that almost 2 million days were lost to mental health during the first wave of the pandemic. I fear for the effect of the second spike this winter. We can stand on our doorsteps and clap, but why can't we give them the support they truly deserve? Will the Minister agree to meet to discuss our Care for Carers proposal to address the mental health needs of our 3 million health and care staff? Will the Minister agree to meet with me to discuss the Care for Carers plan? Will the Minister agree to work cross-party together to support our frontline NHS and care workers? Of course.
Obviously, I can't answer from a secondary position. Actually, the care package, you need to meet with another minister, but I will take your request on. But actually, I'm mental health, not care worker, so I'll pass it on for you.
Thank you. It is for the package of mental health care for our frontline NHS and care workers, which I'm sorry you seem to have forgotten. I have raised it a number of times. So is the Minister agreeing to meet with me to discuss the Care for Carers mental health package for our frontline NHS and care staff?
Minister, I will provide a detailed explanation of what we're doing for frontline workers in my own speech when we've finished.
Thank you. I take that as a no. So I give you the opportunity, I give the Minister the opportunity to give me a straight yes or no answer. Will the Minister kindly agree to meet with me? Will the Minister kindly agree to meet with me to work cross-party together for the betterment of the mental health of our frontline NHS and care staff? Yes or no?
Madam Speaker, this is a rather unusual way of closing the debates. We do have a very comprehensive package in place for key workers, which is being provided by the NHS, and I'm happy to detail that when I am giving my closing speech.
Thank you. I'm very familiar with the detail which is used by the Minister every single time we have a debate, but I will take that as a hard no and continue with my speech. For the mental health of people across the country, the policy is very clear. You are chuntering from a sedentary position. Would you like to intervene?
Order. Yes, I think I appreciate what the Honourable Lady is saying. I think this exchange has run its course, and I'm sure that the Honourable Lady is probably about to come to her conclusion.
Thank you. So, as I said, I take that as a hard no. For the mental health of people across the country, the government have to address questions they were slow to answer in spring. For those who rely on sport for positive mental health, can the Minister outline the options open to people over the coming month? For those with loved ones in care homes, will a new testing and visitation policy be implemented? And where staff are redeployed, can the Minister outline what support will be offered? For those who have lost loved ones to COVID-19, what specific mental health support will be offered? And students across all ranges of education need support, especially those in university. What extra support will be in place for them? I look forward to the Minister's replies to these questions in her closing remarks. I am winding up now. We are only in November and are facing a cruel, long winter. The public want to support the government's measures and see the back of this virus. But people also want reassurance that the mental health of our nation is not going to be put at risk. The years of underfunding in mental health leaves us without much faith. We called for a national wellbeing guarantee last month. The government should have addressed this weeks ago. But now it is crucial, and I plead with the Minister to meet properly with the sector and get a plan in place urgently. It may feel impossible to hope, on the edge of a precipice as we are, but the kindness that is on display across the UK should bring hope to us all. We continue to extend the offer to work together across this crisis for all our communities. We just need the political will